Stand by. Quiet.
Coming. Come in the window. Take what you have. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. They met in secret. They weighed in the balance everything you should know. So they saw you in the alley with all that firepower. You took them out with machine gun fire. You disrupted their meeting. You froze their bank accounts and kept it a secret. And now, after the sneak attack, you're declaring victory.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Porthole to Justice. This is your host, Amelia Duran. Good afternoon or late afternoon. It is a balmy Friday late afternoon here in Texas. Woo! It's been hot. It is May 25th. Is it the 25th? Is it the 25th? Let me check. Yeah, it's the 25th. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and I have a guest with me. Hi, Jacob Schaefer. Thanks for joining the live chat. Okay, so I have a guest for me, a confidant, a friend that I've worked with for many years on data mining and archiving a lot of this information. We had a breaking story that... Well, I personally feel vindicated. Yet again, I feel vindicated yet again. You know, everybody told me I was crazy for, posting these wild theories, and they even said that I was. They even alluded to the fact that I was a conspiracy theorist. And every day I get vindicated, and I have to say, it feels good. It feels like, I'm kind of getting to be a little bit more equilibrium with the public. People are really starting to inquire, and it's amazing. It makes me feel really hopeful. In USA Today, there was an article posted. There are 1,475, let's see, I want to make sure I say this right. There's an article posted in the USA Today regarding Homeland Security. And stand by. I had created a video that online back in, I think it was December of 2015, somewhere around in there. Don't quote me to be exact. About Senate Bill SB 14, which was initiated by pediatrician Dr. Pan, who has a seat in Congress. How, I have no idea. He's consistently running away from the press. He doesn't represent his seat at all in any capacity that I'm aware of. He hides. But he had passed a bill that preyed on, it would allow them to remove undocumented children from the custody of their parents at the border. And recently, in the USA Today, it was announced that, stand by, trying to pull this up. It looks like there's, 1,475 migrant children the feds have lost. They have lost them. No trace. No explanation. The Homeland Security Secretary Kristen Nelson told Congress that within 48 hours of being taken into custody, the children are transferred to the Department of Health and Human Services, which finds a place for them to stay. And they are separated from the parents. Okay, this is in California. Okay, this is and this is also quoted by Senator Kamala Harris. And I just want to point out that there is that base over there in Coronado, and if you Google it, Coronado military base, and you'll see air shots. It's shaped in a huge swastika. But I won't go there, because then people will start saying, "Oh, it's conspiracy theory." But I guarantee you, it's not. It's conspiracy theory. So this was posted in USA Today. So this makes me feel hopeful that I personally feel that the statistics are much larger, and this is a well-oiled operation. Everybody knows my point of view. When back in 1996, they established the American Safe Families Act. And then wife of President Bill Clinton legislated for the right to lie, for social workers to have the right to lie. You can look up the Vreeken versus Hardwick case on justia.com to confirm what I'm saying. Jacob Schaefer, immigration deportation should never be an excuse to break up families. Absolutely. And this is horrifying. This is horrifying. This is 1,500 children, migrant children, undocumented children that the Department of Homeland Security has lost. And we still have 800 children on missingla.org. If you go to missingla.org, we still have 800 children missing from Child Protective Services custody in Los Angeles, California alone. And these children remain unaccounted for. So I have with me, my guest today is an old friend from Los Angeles, Mr. McGowan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I haven't talked to you in a very long time. How are you?
Excellent. A lot of good things happening this time of year. Everything couldn't be better. We're seeing some activity out of San Francisco. Michelle Chan, they're wanting to remove the CPS deputy director, Sylvia DePorto. She was involved in my case specifically. I spoke to her on the phone. She wouldn't help me. She wouldn't want to listen to anything I had to say. Pretty much it's just saying you're not getting the kids back. And so they take 2, leave 3. I had 5 that were all court dependent. They took 2 and then left 3. Said I put 2 in imminent danger. So exciting that she's being tracked from county to county. There was a big case out of Moreno Valley that she was supervisor of 7 foster kids in a strip club, torture home with drugs and every other bad thing that could happen. And then there was also a class action lawsuit by Sean McMillan around her time of departure. So then she goes to San Francisco, and there's a lot of activity out there in San Francisco. The people are rising. There's a lot of court activity and protests. So those things are exciting to see, and that we're connecting the dots, and they can't just run to another county and continue their terrorist activities. So those things are exciting to see. We're also excited to see some groups forming for the counties. Every county will have a group. It'll be CPS, Riverside County, CPS, San Bernardino County, but every county in the nation will have a group, and those groups are connecting. We connected 2 mothers on the Sabrina Ray murder investigation. That's on Facebook. 2 mothers connected. They have a total of 3 of their family members were in the house of torture with Sabrina Ray. We also uncovered that there was 3 kids down in the basement being tortured, and 1 died, which was Sabrina, age 16, weighing 56 pounds. But we're seeing the connection of the dots on these people, and they're not getting away with it. They're being followed. We're keeping track of them, and keeping the memory of these victims alive. And it's been a beautiful week to see this happen.
And we just joined forces globally with the NWO Freedom Fighters. We started a new group, which is the Human Trafficking Task Force, NWO Freedom Fighters, and it is a global network on Facebook. It's one of the largest, and we are all working together to bring this to light to the public. I mean, to where they have no choice but to face this massive issue involving our children. Our most precious resource is our children. And we cannot sustain this level of corruption. There's money laundering going on. We have all kinds of data mine content in the porthole to justice. And Danny, do you want to mention some of your network?
Sure. We started the foster war, so it's ultimately the foster war. We want criminal charges to remove children. That's all we ask. And if they don't have criminal charges, they can't take them. That's more than 90% of the market. Dr. Phil Expo CPS on Facebook. It's been up about 4 years with 11,000 members. We have attorneys that fight and sue CPS. It has about 13,000 members. We have Children Be Safe. Has about 15,000 members. We have What's Going On Moreno Valley with about 26,000 members. Across about 8 groups, we have 80,000 members. So we have a voice out there. We're networking like never before. We're connecting dots. So yeah, you can just hashtag Foster War on Facebook. You can see all the groups there. And we also launched Child Trafficking taskforce.com, as well as fosterwar.com, as well as publiclocator.com. So
I'm losing contact. We have a bad connection. Hello, are you still there?
I'm following.
Okay, we were losing connection.
I'm here.
Okay, now you're out there in Los Angeles, California, and my hometown, actually. I hope you're not forgetting my birthday, by the way.
I know you miss it down here.
Not. All right.
The hustle and the bustle.
The the hustle and the bustle. No. Back on the zombie treadmill. The politically correct zombie treadmill. Okay, so we also have this Harvey Weinstein debacle today that I posted a live feed from Fox 10. He turned himself in. He surrendered to the police. He's facing rape and sex assault charges. And what I'm hearing is I think the judge is going to seal the case. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, it's because it's Harvey Weinstein. But I automatically think, well, are they sealing the case because there might be minors involved? I mean, I just think like that because I see a lot of, I watch a lot of these cases, but that's what crossed my mind. Did you watch that this morning?
Sure. That was powerful. I guess that was 20, 30 years in the making. It was powerful to watch it finally happening. So it was beautiful. I guess they wouldn't want to taint the jury. Is that what they're going to sequester? It's going to be a sequestered jury. Is that what they're going after? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything to that effect. I just heard them throwing around. I heard the judge mention something about sealing the case.
Okay.
Something like that. I'm used to hearing that in cases where there's minors involved, you know.
Well, how about sealed indictment?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they?
Well, they can seal the indictments until there's an actual charge, as long as there's an ongoing hearing, and there's no. There's no actual charges yet. They can keep it sealed. Once they've been charged and indicted, then you and I would be reporting on that.
Sure, we know what Harvey's charged with. We know it's not a sealed indictment, but you're talking about some type of other sealing of something.
I'm talking about this phony Q stuff. This Q stuff that's like this Q cult stuff that's been kind of, it ruffles my feathers a little bit because it's not totally factual. It's not based in reality of what's really going on. And so it kind of annoys me.
Sure. I'm not sure how much publicity QAnon gets. It's probably very, very small. I don't see a lot of people sharing it on Facebook. I don't see, you kind of like a pulse. People would share more if they were more connected with it, kind of, or even the creators of QAnon would be trying to flood the web with all this. So we don't really see that. So it's really a tight knit people that follow that. I think I don't know. I don't see a lot of people engaged with it, and so I'm not sure how much of a following it has.
I personally can say from experience of growing up in LA and my history and experience with Hollywood, that these rape incidences extend to all areas of the entertainment industry. It's not just, the producers, the directors, it's the set workers. The abuse is just so widespread, so huge. The sexual abuse. And,
sure.
And
it's cult-like.
Oh, absolutely, it's cult-like. It is cult, and it's ritualistic, and it's a requirement to work in that industry, not just for the women, for the children. And I gotta say, for somebody that, I did dabble in the industry a little bit, and I think growing up in Los Angeles, we're all like, it's part of the maturation process, or everybody gets like headshots, and does that kind of stuff. Growing up, I was on a Charles in Charge show, and I was on with Scott Baio, and I was on a movie with Nicolas Cage called Adaptation, and I did like little things here and there, but I very quickly learned the dynamics, and I realized, that this wasn't for me. But I watched a lot of my friends. I lost a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends are dead, and I watched a lot of my friends just get eat up by that industry. And, more and more, the machinations became more obvious to me. And, I eventually started speaking up and speaking out and describing some of this a little bit and trying to articulate it through art and memes and, doing some of the platforms and working with other people. A lot of this is coming to light, and it feels good. I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. The fact that this stuff is allowed to go on still, in this day and age where we're supposed to have equality, and we're not supposed to have, children subjected to this kind of stuff. There's supposed to be very, laws in place to protect children, minors. But in that industry, when somebody has power and influence, a lot gets swept under the rug.
Sure, they keep a good lid on it. We can see that there's not a lot of busts. You would think there would be bust after bust after bust after bust on these people because of the money involved, the parents coming forward.
The money, and a lot of it isn't even about money. A lot of it is about power.
Sure, yeah. It's like the lawyers coming out and the families. I guess a lot of it's done under the table, but it's just they control. They paint a pretty picture of Hollywood for a national image. They don't want to tie it all together, so they're completely controlling that. And, there's probably a lot of blackmail up there with all these law enforcement officers that are doing these investigations. They're crooked as hell. They could corner some executive and just blackmail by flicking their fingers if they know that he's committed a crime or they have a victim. There has to be that collusion between law enforcement to keep the lid on the atrocities that are happening in the entertainment industry in Hollywood.
Well, I know maybe you can concur with me, but I know growing up in Los Angeles daily, in Hollywood, I think for a while I was living on Grace, and it's a neighborhood next to Beechwood back there behind the Sunset Strip. And I remember asking somebody, they're like, oh, because you would see the buses, stop and drop people off at the end of the strip, down there. And there's thousands of children that travel from all over the nation, all over the world, that come in daily to Los Angeles, Hollywood, to become actors and actresses and get famous, be in a huge rock band, and so they've got the human trafficking there is on such epidemic levels, folks, and these kids are so vulnerable. From the minute they step off that bus or the plane, there's everything coming at them. You know about that?
Okay, yeah, of course, yes. The migration of people all across from around the world coming to Hollywood with big
Would you say that the movie industry is a front for human trafficking, basically? Are you there?
It's for mind control. They've been using Hollywood. I'm here. Yeah. They've been for mind control through the media.
Yeah.
I'm following. Yeah, they've been using Hollywood. Of course, it's part of it. Yeah, I wouldn't know about the whole thing being a front, but it's used for a lot of things. It's been used for mind control through the media that they create, and trafficking is just all part of that corruption, and it reaches to the highest level of probably our government as well. That they're involved. They actually have a hand in the agenda that was promoted.
You're coming in really bad. It's a really bad connection.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, you're coming in really badly. It's cutting out. It's a bad connection.
Good. Take a break. I'll call you online.
Are you going to go live on Facebook?
Yes, I'd like to.
Well, you don't have to ask my permission. Oh my God. Oh, relax. Okay. Oh. Ah. He hung up on me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Are you saying that because you want me to join you live on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Mm-hmm.
All right. So where are we going live from?
Sure. It'll be from the Phil group.
Okay. All right. Go to, what is it? I know that it's the Exposed CPS Dr. Phil group, but people don't know that. So you have to tell them where to go.
Sure, Dr. Phil Exposed CPS.
Okay, just punch in Dr. Phil Exposed CPS. Mr. McGowan will be going live profiling some of these cases and sharing some of these, children that are victims of the system that are unaccounted for. And he does an amazing job on Facebook. You can check him out. You can go to Dr. Phil Exposed CPS on Facebook. You can go to Foster War or punch in Foster War, or punch in hashtag Foster War. And you can locate mylocator.com.
Publiclocator.com.
Publiclocator.com. And we've amassed a large network and a huge amount of data, haven't we?
Yes, it's massive. The evidence trail. We have it in our hands. We're trying to get it out there so everyone else can save it and share it. And we're just keeping it alive. And it's so huge and so big. And we need help. We need help from other people to help join our network and help facilitate what we're doing. So if there's anyone out there that would like to help with that, just contact us. Contact me.
All right. Well, thank you, Danny, for joining me today. It was nice to hear from you.
Great. You too. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy sunny LA. Bye-bye.
I will.
Yay. Okay.
Over now.
All right, so I just wanted to come on and share. I wanted to share about this article in USA Today, which is very hopeful for me because USA Today is mainstream media, a huge publication, and that's been that's half the battle of trying to get mainstream media to report on these crimes against humanity and our children, who are our most vulnerable resource. So I am trying to create awareness and get this information out there. You don't have to take my word for it. I encourage everybody to do their research and look into some of the sources that I've published to the Social Media News Network and Porthole to Justice. And you can also go and join our new movement, which is a global movement. It's the End Human Trafficking Task Force, NWO Freedom Fighters on Facebook. I've teamed up with Lionel Anderson, and it's a global network, and we're all coming together to end human trafficking by the year 2020. So that is the goal, and I think we can do it. I really think we can do this. If we can get people to talk about this with their friends and family, share some of this content, get this in. We need to hit critical mass within the human consciousness, the masses. We need to really get this information out. I think we can stop it. I'm feeling hopeful. So, yeah, but I'm not going to totally be hopeful until they arrest Podesta. Then I'll know that the dominoes are really falling. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in and joining Jacob and joining the live chat. I hope you join again, everybody. This has been another episode of Porthole to Justice, Window to the Truth, Off the Cuff. I'm your host, Amelia Duran, and thank you for tuning in. I will be back on Saturday for Lunch with Lotus, and we will be getting an update on our fight to shut down the legalized human trafficking within the juvenile and family courts. So you can tune in to that on Saturday afternoon for Lunch with Lotus, and you can subscribe to my show for free on Spreaker.com and get email updates of when I go live. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, everyone, take care. God bless.